could spin my rack anytime. Whee!
Okay, welcome to Rick and Dave's Comic Book Hour. I'm Dave.
And I'm Rick.
And this episode... This issue. That's the third or fourth time in a row I've done that.
Well, this issue we're doing Indestructible Hulk. This is the first time Dave has read
The Indestructible Hulk.
I thought I'd give him a couple issues. The one that starts the Daredevil storyline and the Shield getting the weapons carrier, Dr. Zemo. Or Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
But I just wanted to get his take on it because I'm not sold on it. This is Mark Waid. I'm just not digging it. I don't like the stupid version they've got going on here of the Hulk.
Yeah.
I still don't like the armor. I don't know if it's... So I'm still whining about the armor. Yes, I am. But...
Yes.
And I just don't... I'm just not getting into the storyline. I mean, the Shield thing's a good idea, and he's got that lab, and he's got his co-worker, but it's not just...
Yeah, we're up to issue...
It's not gelling yet for me.
Yeah, so we're up to issue 9, and Rick's still not digging it. So...
But I'm going to stick with it to see how... I mean, it had its moments. But it's still...
Yeah.
But anyway, we start off with issue... Which one you got there? 9? Where Shield is going to confiscate weapons from a ship in New York. And they're going to... Banner's going to change into the Hulk, and they're going to tell him what to do because he's their dog. And
yeah,
which is...
Pretty much that's the way it's treated in there. It's like we got a dumb version of Hulk, whereas you're reading some of the Avengers, he's actually carrying on a little bit of a conversation. You know, he talks, he does sit there and growl at you.
But it seems like this Hulk here doesn't have, I mean, it's like they keep Banner happy, then the Hulk's happy and all this kind of stuff, and it's like they gotta treat. But anyway, one weapon does get away from the ship, and then the Hulk meets up with Daredevil, who happens to also be his attorney. I guess Daredevil's attorney, very superhero out there, but...
So whatever deal the Hulk or Bruce Banner has with S.H.I.E.L.D., he's got a backup plan, and Daredevil's involved with it to keep everybody honest, I guess.
Yeah, if something would happen to the Hulk, then Daredevil could have enough information to sink S.H.I.E.L.D. or to something.
Do something to him to...
One of those safeguard things where I have info where if something happens to me, well, guess what happens to you, so... So it's basically then the rest of the issue is the sonic gun goes off, of course, and it bothers Daredevil because he's got this hyper hearing. It bothers the Hulk because he's stupid, so he goes on a rampage.
Yeah, so he gets all annoyed with it, tries to smash more stuff. Of course, they're going through town.
He can't tell who's his friend or his enemy because he's so annoyed and he's so primitive in these books that he can't. Once that thing goes off, it's like he can't tell, and he's smashing buses, and Daredevil has to calm him down.
To talk nice to him to get him to calm down. So, yeah, it's a little weird. I mean, I don't know. The storyline's called Blind Rage, and so it's I don't know. I kind of got to agree with Rick a little bit on all this. I mean, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to. Why the Hulk's in armor, I missed that part. Maybe there was some place where they explained that. But chasing through town in this issue, destroying stuff, trying to get the gun back. And so you have to use Daredevil's super senses to locate where the weapon went. And of course it ends up in some seedy bar. And then we ended up with Baron Zemo at the end. Has something to do with what's going on here. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird because you read one, the Avengers Hulk, he's not quite so whatever here. But
here's issue.
This is issue 10 here.
Issue 10. And you can tell the Hulk. I guess you could. It's kind of cool because it has. No, not this one. It has. Maybe it's this one, this cover here, which has, whatever reason, it has Matt Murdock on one side and Daredevil on the other side. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I guess, Matt Murdock and Daredevil are the same people. There's not two personalities there. One's evil and one's good. So. But I guess it was kind of interesting for them to do that. But this one picks up and
just kind of pick up where they left off. So they're got the sonic gun, and so then Daredevil uses the sonic gun to kind of herd the Incredible Hulk around because he's going nuts on everybody, and Shield's running around trying to do what Shield does, and which isn't very effective with the Hulk and whatnot. So I don't know. That's just, this issue seems like a lot of smash and destruction, and I don't know. But the Hulk does save Daredevil from building falling on top of him. So
Yeah, that's cool.
so he still has a sense of good and evil, I guess. But I don't know.
But that's part 2 of probably a, I don't know, probably a 4 or 5 part storyline, which probably should have ended long ago. But I say it's pretty decent. It's a decent storyline. I don't know why I'm staying with it. Really, if I wasn't such a Hulk fan, I'd probably drop this a long time ago. But I'm probably going to suffer through it and see maybe it goes somewhere. Maybe I'll get surprised.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I go back and reread it and see what I think. But
Excuse me.
for me, I'm just not getting the whole deal. And like what you think, Dave, again, you thought it was.
It's okay. It's not. I'm glad I'm not buying it. So
He's not buying it.
I'll stick to my Avengers and Spider-Man right now.
I should drop this and get Captain Midnight is what I should do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, we'll get into Captain Midnight a couple more issues and see how that pans out. But
Yeah, that's true.
so
Well, that's
anyway,
our opinion on the Indestructible Hulk. We hope you like it. And
or if you don't, then you know.
So we'll catch you later.
All right, bye.
Goodbye.
Rick! 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 Come on, I've been surfing the internet for like 20 minutes on my phone waiting for you. Rick, I'm ready. Hey, Becky, can you believe it? Yeah, he's reading his comic books again and he just never pays attention to me. I know, right? It's like a little kid. All he does is collect these comic books and his toys, and he doesn't pay attention to his woman. And you know what happens when you don't pay attention to your woman. You know? You're right. You're a genius. I love you. Call you back later and tell you how it went. Oh, Rick.
Did you see?
Precious.
Okay, this is a continuation of our Indestructible Hulk that Rick and I did, and since
weeks
then
ago.
Tim's joined us to talk about it. So
As you know, we just got talking about we didn't understand why the Hulk was smart in one place and dumb in the other, and so I know a newer issue has come out, but this one explains why the Hulk.
yeah, this is issue number
What is it?
11,
So
and we did 9 and 10 before
to
that.
be honest, after I got I've been talking about, but I haven't been impressed with Mark Waid's work on Indestructible Hulk, but I think you've liked his work on this one, haven't
Yeah,
you?
it's actually, I've kind of enjoyed it because of the fact that it's you've got him and the Hulk, instead of being in turmoil with one another, they're kind of working together indirectly. Because he's like, okay, great, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to invent stuff for S.H.I.E.L.D. And when you want stuff broken, we'll just let you take the big guy and tear stuff up. And I kind of like that kind of premise. It was kind of like the series that ended before this Marvel Now stuff, to where they looked at Banner as being the villain as opposed to the Hulk, and the Hulk was kind of like, you know, trying to take down Banner. I thought that was an interesting concept, but this one I really liked the direction it was going with it, especially the Simonson stuff that they did several issues ago, and to me that was a better Thor story than the Thor story.
I like the Thor story. The Thor story.
Yeah.
I'll throw that thing in now.
The Thor
But
story.
Thor, I like the Thor story.
Is it a sore story?
It's a Thor story. And I like it. But anyway, the Thor story was good. I have to use that. And I still can't dig the armor on the Hulk. But at least if you read this book, and if not, you know that there's something wrong with the time stream. That's what we're finding out. And of course, after I read this, I thought, well, this is going to affect the whole Marvel universe, which we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's because
So
of
now
Age
we
of
know
Ultron.
why there's an influx where the dumb Hulk and the smart Hulk show up. So when he was smart in the Superior Spider-Man team up,
Yeah.
and now he's dumb in this book, we know who was messing with the time.
It stems from the series of Age of Ultron,
Okay.
which has basically this timeline shift has been driving me crazy as it goes from the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are out here, they're doing stuff in time and space, and it just, instead of 90% of the time, or actually 100% of the time, whenever you do a timeline story, time traveling story, you don't. It's the butterfly effect. You don't step on a butterfly, you'll change everything. Reed and all these guys are just they're just barreling through stuff. They're just going in here and going, oh, we don't care what happens, and
So we're going to see the consequences here before.
Exactly. I mean, and because of Age of Ultron now, it's starting to push out further. It actually moved into a series called The Hunger. Actually, I do have that with me, don't I? The Hunger actually continues on, and it's a Galactus story that you have with the ripples from what's happened with Age of Ultron. And Age of Ultron has also brought along stories like Avengers AI, which is because of Hank Pym stopping Ultron, it spread this virus out, and now you got Avengers AI who are in there. They're basically tech guys. That's the way I look at it. It's just the Avengers tech team, they're taking care of stuff. But since this whole Age of Ultron thing happened, there's this ripple just going through the Marvel Universe, and it's just tearing everything asunder. With the Indestructible Hulk, though, that they explain in this issue is they call it, I believe it's Age of Ultron Aftermath or something, because they get the little Age of Ultron sticker on it. And they've made the statement that's why the Hulk is dumb here, he's intelligent here. He keeps coming in and out of time.
So this is the key book in that. I mean, this is a key book that kind of explains what's going on with the Hulk, and then when you read it, well, this has to affect the whole universe.
Versus the last
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's actually two of those because I've got issue 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it even ripples into it because this will, from what I've understood, will combine. There's a thing going on in the Ultimate Universe, and this is going to affect the Ultimate and the Standard Universe, from what I've heard.
What you've heard.
Yeah, it's because if I remember right, it's the Ultimate Universe Galactus that comes through a rift, because it's going to be this big insane thing that's going to go on. And
because at one point they showed a dead Galactus somewhere, didn't they?
yeah, well, that would have been several years ago, yeah. But I don't know what, because like I said, I really haven't read a lot of Marvel stuff up until the Marvel Now. I do have some older stuff. I know that there was a dead Galactus storyline in Fantastic Four about 10, 15 years ago.
That long ago?
It's been a while.
That seems like it showed up more recently.
It might have, but
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
Guardians book.
so what we're guessing now is that this is probably going to be. You were talking about this might be in Marvel's Infinite Crisis.
Crisis of Infinite Earths,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
you've
their
got
version of that, yeah.
you've got that whole thing with, you read New Avengers, right? It's the talking head book that I call it. It's got this entire story arc to where there's like all these different Earths that are shattering together,
Yeah,
and like I
they're
said,
trying to save our Earth by destroying other Earths.
yeah, which is ironic to begin with, because they're just destroying these Earths without even visiting them or anything like that. I think they visited one and they were like, oh, we're just gonna blow it up, which
So
I
what
thought
they're
was
doing
odd.
is they're just blowing up the other
Yeah.
To save
Earths and the other
save-
universes.
Save Universe 616.
Right.
they're destroying everything that's trying to come in. Apparently.
Yeah, they're
So-
to save their own.
To save our own.
So
or
the Illuminati
save our-
is
yeah.
taking upon themselves to.
So the Illuminati is now back behind this again. So they're back in the fold.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and the new Avengers and the Avengers for the Infinity story arc that's coming through, the big crossover event that's going on right now. It's actually the Avengers and the new Avengers are the main books to read to even get that correctly.
yeah.
I mean, they're going to have 1,000,001 crossovers, of course, but those are the ones that will be central for the story arc, from what I understand. But yeah, I mean, it's that way though. I mean, it's really causing a ripple. I wouldn't say that this issue is like key for the information, but if you're wondering why is it done?
Well, for me, I guess I don't read all those titles. So when I read this book, I find out because I haven't read the Age of Ultron. I didn't mess with all these crossovers. I just read what I collect. I don't pay attention to the other crossover events.
It's too expensive and confusing.
Yeah, and like I said, I
guess to me this would be, I guess maybe to everybody, but at least to me this was the book to me that explains what's going on in the rest of the universe, in the Marvel universe, because I have no clue what's going on. I mean, I read my Superior Spider-Man, I read my Indestructible Hulk, and I have my Nova, and I pick up a Daredevil one or two, and I got to pick up the current one with the Silver Surfer in it, so I'm going to pick that one up later. So that's really my Marvel reading, and I pick up from YouTube what's going on in the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
So I guess
So
when I read this
most of
book,
the
it's like,
Avengers.
okay, this is what's going on in the Marvel universe, and it's affecting the Indestructible Hulk this way. So it has to be leading, like I was telling you, to a bigger event that will probably, what you think, will streamline the whole universe again, and they'll start all over again.
One would hope that they would be able to correct the timeline and stuff that's going on, because right now, like I said, it's just
All over.
it is just completely crazy. All the books seem to be affected by this time shift. I mean, because you got
Yeah, so at least they've overall got a plot for all the books to kind of funnel down to something
yeah.
eventually. At least
Yeah.
way we're gathered from.
Way we're going to interpret it. That's the way we're going to
So,
go with that. And
yeah,
of
don't
course, if
think
we're
it-
wrong,
Yeah, it's
we'll just erase the episode.
Now we'll just do a retraction and say, well,
Yeah.
we were wrong,
I guess
but
we
you know
screwed
what?
that one up.
Yeah.
If Marvel would have listened to us, it'd have been a better thing.
Yeah.
But,
So anyway,
so,
so I guess I like this title because it actually starts explaining stuff, and Mark Waid did a good story in this one to explain it, and so I guess I like this issue, and I might hang on to this. In fact, I mean, maybe I'll start enjoying this title again.
maybe I just take back and read the whole
Yeah, I
run.
might just do that
Just
again.
read all 11, 12 issues that you got
See
and
what's
see
going on.
how it all flows together.
Right,
in one shot.
and I saw on a show the cover of the next issue something really cool with the Hulk and a dinosaur and everything else.
Oh yeah.
So I got to pick that one up, and so maybe I might get rewarded for all my pain I've been talking about the last 10 issues.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and it's a complete, like I said earlier, it's a completely different direction for the character, because
Right.
it's not Banner trying to rid himself of the Hulk.
Well, I like that premise. I just don't understand the armor. I don't.
Well, the armor's been explained.
I don't care.
The arm, I mean, because when he shifts back to Banner, they don't want to lose Banner,
Yeah.
so that's how they're protecting Banner. Now, granted, I feel the same way. Him wearing the armor as the Hulk, it's goofy.
Yeah.
It's idiotic. I don't agree with that, but
And
Well,
it's-
I guess if you want to protect Banner, you have to do the whole thing. And
Yeah.
well, I'm surprised the Hulk wants to keep it on in the first place. When he
yeah, you think he'd be tearing
like
stuff
What's
off.
on Hulk hooked up on mine? Hulk's the
Yeah.
strongest one there is. I don't need it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah. Has this YouTube show called The Fun Bunker. Not that we're plugging anything here at the
Yeah.
show.
You
So
gotta
it's
watch
Fun
his
Bunker.
Watch his
Yeah.
Fun Bunker.
Yeah.
He needs more viewers than he got.
I think I've got 17 subscribers right now. Yeah, I did take like almost a whole year hiatus, so I probably lost a handful of people too, but that's okay.
So we're gonna try to need to watch his show too. So
Yeah, it's not this exciting. This is a round table kind of thing. I like this because we can actually talk about the books together. With me, it's just some guts talking about some book that he likes or
So
dislikes.
nothing has changed here. We're still, it's just three Yutzes talking around.
that's right.
Actually, we're talking on a square table.
Yeah, we don't. You got a round.
I got a round table.
Yeah, but
Okay,
anyway.
we're digressing too much.
Okay,
I
well,
would
so much for
I
that.
would
This
say
issue.
if if you want to get more information on what's going on in the Marvel Universe, you might want to pick up this issue. It explains a little bit more. And I finally give a thumbs up to an issue of the Indestructible Hulk. And that's it for this issue. I'm Rick.
I'm Dave.
I'm Tim.
We'll catch you later.
Thank you.
Bye.